is working diligently on achieving, qualifying for the contest at the end of the month. So he is today giving speech number 4 from the Competent Communicator Manual. Please welcome Mark Galbraith.
First of all, I'd like to say that I was wireless, and wireless wasn't cool. And when I'm on the internet, I'm a complete saint. I don't go to those bad websites.
Yeah, we'll take your word.
Good morning. My name is Mark Anthony, and you're not. Audience participation time. I have a mystery wrapped in an enigma, surrounded by a riddle. What, pray tell, has existed from the beginning of man, is both private and public, old and new, practical and symbolic? Does anybody know? Architecture.
Oh.
Architecture. According to Victor Hugo, architecture has recorded the great ideas of the human race. Not only every religious symbol, but every human thought has its page in that vast book. Architecture is a vibrant, exciting art and science that fills our needs and captures our imagination. Today, I am going to do something impossible. I'm going to work a miracle today. I'm going to do something that is impossible, impractical, and probably illegal. And I'm going to do it right here, right now, in front of your very eyes.
Oh, no.
Let me get my camera on.
I am going to condense all of world architecture history into 3 words.
Wow.
Call the police. Classical, Christian architecture, and modern architecture. What is classical architecture? Classical architecture can be classified as ancient Greek or ancient Romanesque architecture. The Greeks were heavily influenced by the Egyptians, and they came up with some grand buildings, and this is an example of a classical structure, a classical Greek structure. The Greeks adapted the Egyptians' architecture, and they were noted for creating the column and the capital. This is an example of a Greek column with the capital and the shaft. Roman architecture was heavily influenced by Greek architecture. The architect, Vitruvius, wrote books that have influenced architecture history from that time till now. This is, of course, an example of Roman architecture that we all are familiar with. This is the Colosseum, the Roman Colosseum. This is an example of the Roman aqueducts. They were great builders. They invented concrete, and they made great use of the Egyptian techniques. They built extensively. They were vast builders. Notice the similarity between Greek and architecture, Greek and Roman buildings. Next, I want to talk about Christian architecture. I don't have a photo or an example of that, but Christian architecture started roughly around 300 AD, and creation of works like the Sistine Chapel with architects like Michelangelo working on the dome, and has progressed since then. Modern architecture. What is modern architecture? Modern architecture is a departure from the constraints of the classical form, the classical mathematical forms of the Greek and the Roman structures, and an expansion and adaptation to use the materials of the Industrial Revolution. One of the prime examples of how we've exploited the materials in modern architecture is the modern skyscraper. The modern skyscraper was actually invented in America, in Chicago. This is a picture of the first skyscraper in America in 1884. Of course, there have been other buildings since then that have gone on, and man has tried to reach heights, greater and greater heights. The greatest architectural structure now in existence is in Dubai. This building is 160 stories tall, and it's in Dubai right now. They have on the plans a building that is 200 stories tall. This was just completed and opened at the beginning of the year. Beginning of this year. Basically, I just wanted to talk to you and show you a few images about classic architecture, Christian architecture, and modern architecture. And I gave you an example of those. So I would like to close my speech now, and I thank you for your time.